Tori, there's a new album. Let's talk a bit about the title, Voice for Pele,
Mm.
Volcano Goddess.
Yes.
Kind of a bit about why you decided to call the album that. And because there's a lot of different things and images you can conjure up. Voice for Pele,
Yeah.
offering the sacrifice of men for the volcanic goddess. I mean, there's a lot
Well,
of...
I did consider it, actually, Matt. There were moments where just pushing them in did enter my mind. But I think that's normal. I think when you're hurt and things are falling apart and you're having to change what you thought was going to be your life for the rest of your life, there are things that happen. Well, for me anyway, inside myself. And this whole record is a transformation. There is, they're the blood and guts. I'm a little vampire after my boy blood. And then there's a bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I have to do my kiss, impression.
Little Gene Simmons tongue.
Yeah, a little bit of that. And that's what happens. That's how I make a good soup. There are all these different sides. And Pele represented fire, and I was trying desperately to find my own fire here instead of needing to take it from the men in my life for whatever reason. I thought I needed to, not as a musician, but for my woman's worth. My worth as a woman was intrinsically tied with how the men in my life saw that.
Right. And speaking of which, there are different images on the album. We're going to get into talking more about the lyrics when we come back, because there's some things I wanted to ask you about. Maybe you can shed some light for me. I want to just also say real quick, I know we're going to have to break again because all these quick segments, but seeing you live is always a really personal, compelling experience. And I can say that from your fans' point of view to my own, seeing you really not draw people in. It's just a real personal thing. You could be like in the last row and you're still feeling all the energies that are coming out of you live when you perform.
Well, what we talked about before, you and me.
Before we got on camera.
Yeah, which is I'm so shy around the cameras. The live shows are really like, I try and make them like a fire ceremony, so that when people come, they bring their demons, and they bring what's hidden in their unconscious, and it's a safe place. They're not going to get defecated on. It's a place where we're all letting them be alive.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things coming out, and we're going to get more into that later. It's great, though. Stick around. We'll be talking more with Tori, of course, and she'll be performing live a little later. And her voice will sound much better than mine does right now.
Let's hope.
It definitely will. I'm sure it will.